guys, my name is Kim. I'd like to share a few thoughts today. I hope you'll be blessed. So this week I've been watching a lot of war movies, and I thought I'd share something along those lines. So the story of Gideon is what I think I resonated with. So Gideon was basically he was an Israelite, and in Israel he was from the weakest tribe. Within that tribe, he was from the weakest clan. Within that clan, he was from the weakest family, and even in his family, he was the weakest. So he had a lot of challenges surrounding him. And the main thing is that the main challenge that they were facing at that point in time is that they were under siege from the Midianites. So the Midian army had they were engaged in sort of a standoff, and the Israelites weren't able to be delivered at that time. So we're introduced to Gideon in, I think, Judges chapter 9. It says that he was threshing wheat in a wine press. So first of all, it struck me that Gideon must have been like a really smart and cunning guy. So he was doing that so that the Midianites would not find out. And so I think sometimes also God watu hupenda kusaidia mtu ambaye already anajisaidia. So I think God maybe took notice of that and decided to use Gideon. So he sent an angel of the Lord to speak to Gideon and tell him that he was going to use him to deliver the Israelites from the Midianites. And so Gideon, he stood up and he decided to do so. And he got an army of like 32,000 men. And God told him not to use God told him that those were too many men, and because God wanted his glory to be seen, he said that if you guys defeat the Midianites with all these men, then you'll take it as you guys won this war by your own strength, which God did not want. So that actually brings me to my 2 points. Number one, let go and let God, which the old cliche as it goes, and then number two is God knows best. So those two are tied together. So most of us, if we're in that situation, sometimes you look reading these stories in the Bible, you see Gideon and you say it must have been easy for him to trust the Lord. I mean, you've just seen an angel of the Lord. You just trust God and you do what he says. And God still told Gideon to reduce his army further to 300 men. So Gideon was fighting with 300 men. And at that point in time, you wonder what God had in store. And so Gideon obeyed. Of course, he did a test, and they were left with 300 men. And they were told the instructions were to separate the 300 men into companies of 100 each, and to blow their trumpets, and they also had pitchers with, ram's horn with torches inside, and they were to break those, and then to blow the trumpets and to break the pitchers. And so when they did that, it says that they succeeded. When the 300 blew the trumpets, the Lord set every man's sword against his companion through the whole camp. And the army fled to Beth Acacia towards Zerera as far as the border of Abel Meholah by Tabath. Like, I don't even know where that is. But the point is that God had like this plan that no one could see. Gideon was smart and cunning, yes. So zingine si ujifanya wajanja sana kuliko Mungu, but God knows best. So Gideon, with all his intelligence and smart cunning guy, he was still able to trust God. And the way God maneuvered that situation, like none of them got injured. 300 men took down a whole army that had been under siege. And none of them, no one shed blood. Everyone went back to their family. People weren't amputated. There weren't, scars of war, after effects of war. So God basically maneuvered that situation and showed, Gideon the best way to go about this situation. So at times in life, I think we should really trust in God and, just let him do what he does best. If Gideon perhaps did not obey God fully and used maybe like 10,000 men in that situation, maybe they might have succeeded, but it wouldn't be as clear cut as the way it was. It wouldn't be as clean a victory as God delivered. So sometimes when God reveals his plans to us, we're not really sure what's going on. But the way God maneuvers situations, it's in such a way that we can't even imagine. Like, no one would ever imagine 300 men would take down a whole army by blowing trumpets and by breaking preachers. So it's a challenge to us, to myself and all of us, to trust God fully and believe He knows best, and He has a plan for us. If we'll just trust Him and walk with Him and leave it to Him, He'll come through for us in a way we can't believe. So I hope you'll be blessed throughout this week and through the days to come. Thank you.